Welcome to the Universal Progress newsletter, where progress equals progress. I just want to ask my readers that if you find value in these articles, please help it grow by sharing with a friend or loved one that you think it might resonate with. The Golden Buddha. One step in the right direction and you have already arrived. Yogi Grant Iflander. One of the most gangster things about this quote is that he kind of one-ups Lao Tzu's 2,500-year-old wisdom of a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And in a gangsterish way, Yogi Grant Iflander says, no. One step in the right direction and you have already arrived. The journey of this newsletter started as me trying to be another health guru, biohacker expert, but then it naturally transitioned to assessing the true meaning of the word progress. It was an unintended journey created by naming it Universal Progress. Universal meaning affecting, concerning, or involving all members of a group, the entire world, or the universe without limitation. It describes things that are common to all. And then the word progress, which is still to be determined. The original slogan, progress equals happiness, was stolen from Tony Robbins. The new slogan is progress equals progress, with a slight twist that I will get to in the end of this article. The idea of progress equaling happiness is misleading in the sense that it makes happiness sound like a destination and that life is a race from one destination to another. I don't think that is what Robbins meant by progress, because the happiness at the destination is always short-lived and fleeting. But the journey itself, the character that is built along the way, and recognizing you are already perfect anyway is what gives true happiness. Progress might be the action you take in life, but what are you progressing from? The story of the Golden Buddha indirectly gave the world a beautiful metaphor about the journey of life we have found ourselves on. The story goes that the statue was crafted during the Sukhothai period, 13th to 14th centuries. Unfortunately, the monks used gold instead of Bitcoin, and in the mid-18th century, they had to hide the statue from the Burmese army because the army was about to do what armies do best: kill, rape, and pillage. The monks took a drastic measure to protect the sacred icon from looters. They covered the entire 5.5 ton, 15-foot solid gold statue in a thick layer of stucco plaster and colored glass, making it look like an ordinary, low-value clay figure. This plan worked too well because all the monks were killed and the army thought it was just a stupid plaster statue of Buddha. It was not until 1955 that a lousy crane operator dropped the statue during a relocation project, revealing a glimmer of the gold hiding underneath. The statue was then chipped away, layer by layer, to reveal the massive golden statue that had been hidden for hundreds of years. My kids have a new sibling who was brought into the world this year. Looking at their new brother, it is easy to see the most perfect version of ourselves was a day we came into the world, because he is just the sweetest little guy we have ever met. But just as what happened to us, perhaps because of our ego or what Jung calls the unconscious, over the years, the world will cover up that golden Buddha that we were all born with. And perhaps progress isn't any destination or journey that we can arrive upon. With that mindset, you might just continue to get increasingly lost, looking to evolve into some metaphysical ape that can levitate on top of mountains and recite the holy words of God. Grinding up the ladder might be covering yourself up with more layers of clay. Perhaps the journey of progress is a return to the very place that you began. Perhaps progress looks less like getting somewhere to arrive and more like forgiving yourself and accepting this life for what it is, removing all the muck and plaster that covers up the golden Buddha that lives inside all of us. When I say progress equals progress, I mean progress equals happiness, because I'm saying that when you return to zero, you will return to when you were perfect. When you were in this perfect version, you were always happy in the moment and radiating pure love. Even if currently you are covered in a ton of shit, at your core, you have 5.5 tons of gold at your center. Inside, you are perfect. And if you can turn the unconscious conscious, you can take back control of your life and experience the true joy that you once had and that which has always been there. Progress is not grinding and climbing up to a stairway to Valhalla. You are simply progressing from one version of perfection to another version of perfection. All of us have a $900 million golden Buddha inside of us. Take some time in silent reflection and remember the Buddha that is at your core. Any step you take to remove the facade will free you from the programming of the world. This week, accept and forgive yourself. Remove the muck and live a longer, stronger, more conscious life and continue to make progress. Thank you. And now for a poem by Rumi from a compilation of his poems literally called Gold. I felt like it was fitting. Again and again, you vowed to be humble as soil. You broke your word every time. When you keep it, what will bloom? You are a gem covered in mud and clay. Your beautiful face is hidden. You came down from the heavens. The high angel adores you, and still, you feel like a poor wretch. If you remember who you are, what will you become? Give yourself up. Give yourself over to the glory. See what happens. You are a mountain full of gold. Open the mind. Let the mountain speak. Hear what happens.